Yui, tell me, give me a little heads up. Like, what is? Why would anyone want to play an Elven Knight?
Elven Knight's unique mechanic is called Chain Rush.
Uh,
It's a brand new thing that no other class has,
uh,
Hmm.
and basically it's like muscle shift, but you have a bar above your head. Any point when you're using Chain Rush, you have to use it.
mhm.
It's a buff and an active at the same time. So you buff yourself up with Chain Rush, and then once you use a skill, you have a bar appearing above your head. After you use a skill, it has to physically hit an enemy, an active skill. The only exception is guard. You can actually use guard as a buffer for chain rush.
Mhm.
Each time you successfully stack up your chain rush, your damage increases, and it caps out at 5 times. And it's a good idea to throw out your low cooldown skills first, and then once you're at 5 times, you throw out all your heavy hitting skills.
I
And
see,
then
I see.
also, there's a nice thing that I found out recently that I never knew. You can actually save your chain stacks if you use a buff. The following buffs you can save your chain rush stacks is Chain Shield, Ancient Memory, Leap, and Downwell Spirit, Warcry, Rules Armor, or Nature's Protection. But
Wow.
I use Chain Shield to save my stacks within each room.
Uh-huh.
It's really tricky to get, but once you save your stacks, you're able to wait and use it until the next room.
Oh, wow.
And so it's really like very high of a learning curve.
Yeah.
And once you get it all together, it's a lot of fun. It's a
Yeah.
very active class.
Yeah.
And
Reminds me of when I first did the monk, but go on.
and the fact that you also have to be careful because you can actually cancel out the animations of some skills.
But yeah, I mean, so you're talking about Chain Rush, but then you forgot out the Unicorn. So like,
Oh,
what's up with this? What's up with the Unicorn? Because I only use it for boss rooms, and like, I'm just like, why is this not a recommended move? Because like, I mean, right now, like, it's easy as
it's
hell to do
pretty
anything.
simple. The damage that you will be doing in Pony, it's you do more using Chain Rush.
Oh,
And
okay.
Guardian Mount isn't that good of a skill to begin with
Mhm.
unless you cron set into it.
Oh,
But
okay.
other than that, it's a very like not it's not good at all.
Okay, okay.
It used to be able once you used Pony, you won't be able to self res,
Mhm.
but thankfully some people commented and they told me that you can actually use Guardian Mount and you can still proc self res. So that's a nice thing that's been cleared from the main negative from Guardian Mount.
Right. Okay. All right.
Well, there are a lot of preferences in the sense that it really depends on how you want to shape your Elven Knight.
Mhm.
That's the excellent thing about her. She has access to a bunch of good skills,
Mhm.
and it really depends on how you want to go about it.
Right.
But I love Sand Kick. Increases your invasion and gives blinds enemy.
Yeah.
Perfect Guard's always nice because it actually blocks damage, like heavy hitting damage,
Mhm.
for one hit,
Mhm.
and that can really save you end game.
Is it kind of like the Nen Masters, the female Nen Masters passive, like the little?
It has a chance to, but it's not 100%.
Oh, okay, okay.
And then Wheel of Fate is like a grab, your common grab, level one. Shield block, obviously, this is a really important skill in the sense that shield block is going to be one of your most used skills
Mhm.
because it actually procs chain rush.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
the only other skill that helps you build up your chain rush without hitting an enemy. So
Oh,
chain
okay.
rush with the active skills, you physically have to hit something, otherwise you're not going to build up
Oh,
your stacks.
I see. I
But with
see.
shield block, you can still build up your stacks, and it's a really really low cooldown.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Thanks to my friend who he knows who he is, and I think he's watching, but he's the one who told me about that.
Okay, really cool. Um, I mean, there's some like really strange skills. Like when I
Like
was leveling up, I tried getting familiar with the move Intercept, which is the
Hmm.
move where like you literally like slam dunk someone, like just jump in the air, try to just slam dunk. Like I don't know why I designed that move. Like I almost like never hit it. I just could not hit
Well,
it.
that's made to be chained with your standard Z.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
chain it,
I
and
mean,
just
eventually I was like, okay, I'll just do that, but I'm like, I don't see any other purpose but doing a launch followed up with
yeah.
intercept.
So disarm is obviously a must max because the importance of this skill is that it drops defense and attack power on enemies.
Mm.
and that's pretty huge. You never want to charge up the skill for a range attack. It's not recommended,
Okay.
and it kind of screws up with your chain rush usage because you're charging up a skill and you'll be able to cancel it with chain rush. So it always favors melee blow.
Hmm.
So now onto Elven Knight subclass skills. War Cry, it's your standard buff. Always get that. Rose Armor is the one with the thorns around you, and when you get hit, monsters take damage.
Mm.
It does really good damage, but the thing that I don't like about it is that you have to get hit in order to do damage, and I don't like that concept behind it.
Oh, I
So
see.
that's why I listed it as preference.
Yeah.
Ancient Boar is always nice because it closes the gap, it has a stun, it has nice damage. That's why it's a max.
Hmm.
Unwavering Faith. When I say level with accordance to your physical defense, that means it's really difficult for you to get all the attack out of it because it scales off your physical defense. So unless you're upgrading your armor, you're not going to get the full benefit off it.
Oh, I see.
And then
I haven't. Yeah.
Sentence. Sentence is like a debuff that happens when you throw out your shield. It's preference simply because it's kind of takes getting used to. It has a lot of damage. It's really good for party since party members can detonate the debuff that happens.
Hmm.
The status clear skill, it's only very useful end game. You'll definitely be seeing usage with it. Ancient Deer's preference as well.
I mean, Ancient Deer
It,
just feels like another like almost like a Z move. Like I don't see much of a point except for launching him up, right?
it's good paired up with Sentence because it can proc all the hits right away since Ancient Deer is a multi-hit skill.
Oh, I
So
see.
that's the nice thing about it. Also, you can chain rush out of Ancient Deer's animation and
Hmm.
do a follow up. And the good thing about Ancient Deer is that it'll still go out and happen.
Oh, so you can cancel it, but it's already like happened. It's
Yeah,
gonna
it's already
happen.
happening.
Oh,
Yes.
I see. I see. Okay.
Obviously, you want super armor, overpower.
Yeah.
Those are must max.
Hmm.
So is Verdant Blade.
That's like
Elvish
the
Jump's
Yeah,
yeah.
love it.
preference. Elven Jump is preference.
Uh-huh.
Chain Rush obviously must max.
Uh-huh.
Impregnable Defense is utility. Vanguard Slash is also level 1 utility. It does do nice damage, but me and my friend after 5, we decided that we're just going to keep it utility instead of, preference.
Now Vanguard Slash is which one
It's
exactly?
the one where you slash forward and the enemy then appears like in a cut state.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah, yeah, I see
Yes,
what you mean.
that. Let's go. Nature Shackle is still really bad. It's only level 1 utility if you need to like bring something to you.
Right.
Lunge Revolution, it's preference to max, even though it is a really good skill. The reason why it's preference to max is because it deals more damage the more mobs that are inside.
Hmm.
So once you have, once you get near end game, it's gonna see less usage because obviously it does more damage the more monsters that are in it,
Oh,
and
I
most of
see.
the time you're only gonna be fighting one monster at a time.
Yeah.
It's still a good skill though. And Smash or Pulverize in
Hmm.
DFOG is probably her hardest hitting skill that she has access to. That's obviously a must max.
Yeah.
Um, Nature's Blessing, it's not really worth it to max right now at 70 cap simply because it doesn't last that long at all.
Hmm.
And then once we get the level 85 cap, whenever that is, it lasts for around like 2 minutes.
Oh wow.
And that's pretty good for true ancients or OV or speed runs
Right.
because it buffs all your party members.
I see.
Whew. Okay. Commercials.
Okay.
Harbinger of Life is her 60 EX. It's really nice where you can charge it up. When it's fully charged, it reduces your skill cooldown by 10% when fully charged.
Yeah.
It's really nice damage. Reliable Breakthrough is even better. It's level 70 EX.
Hmm.
She charges forward, she causes blind, and she also gets this shield that protects her. It's like Satyr's Bubble,
Oh, okay.
but it's better in the sense that it blocks all damage, magic and physical. Where as Satyr, it only blocked magic, I believe. I'm not too sure on
I
how
think it's just
Satyr's bubble works.
physical. I think it's just physical.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
It's
yeah,
like weird. It's like why is it only one damage type? But. Hmm.
and that's it.
All right. And in Awakening, is that like?
Oh, well, that levels up automatically nowadays. So
Oh, I didn't even know that. All right. Very cool. All right. Thank you. I know that must have been like stressful to like do the whole thing.